Welcome to today's Opportunity360 demonstration and Q&A session. My name is Andy Masters with the Knowledge, Impact, and Strategy team here at Enterprise Community Partners. We are excited to have you with us. Since launching in September 2017, Opportunity360 has seen tens of thousands of visits. Users have accessed resources and tools to move their work forward. This includes nearly 200,000 measurement reports generated. Today, we will walk through a demonstration of Opportunity360, including the framework that undergirds the platform. We will cover the main sections of Opportunity360, measure, listen, partner, and engage, as well as the resources section. Assisting on the webinar today will be Donna Dunlap, who you already heard during the introduction. Whenever I start talking about Opportunity360, I like to begin with some level setting around common beliefs and agreement about what we are trying to accomplish through the Opportunity360 platform. To begin, we all want to build and support communities with a sense of hope and belonging. Each of those communities is unique, as is the sense of hope and belonging. It will look and feel different in every neighborhood. We also want everyone to have a shot at success. In the same way, what that chance looks like will vary from place to place and family to family. Each family in each neighborhood will need their own combination of supports and access to reach that success. Even more, we know that there are many ways to get to that place of success. There is not a single pathway, but innumerable routes. There is not a sole right way to get where we want to go, but many combinations that a family can travel to achieve the success they have in mind. This quote from Mr. Rouse really espouses everything that Opportunity360 tries to bring to light. We can't just settle for doing some housing, finding some jobs, or building some human support systems. We must do it all. Decent housing in decent neighborhoods for everyone. Opportunity360 reaches for the intersection of data from across sectors and includes resources to go beyond that data and move into community transformation. So what is Opportunity360? Enterprise Community Partners developed Opportunity360 as a way to try to begin to measure opportunity in communities we partner with. In early conversations, we realized that there are common lessons learned that can be applied to the platform. What are those lessons, and what have we learned are the important components of success? What are some best practices we can follow to achieve success? The next 4 points are addressed by the tools and resources in Opportunity360. First, projects should be grounded in rich and varied data. Bringing together cross-sector data provides a deeper, more thought-provoking view of communities. Next, projects should actively seek community support and buy-in. Residents will be in communities long after these projects are completed. It's best to engage communities as partners in transformation. Developers, investors, public agencies, community-based organizations, and residents should all be working together. All of these groups have a vested interest in seeing community transformation. Working together enables them all to achieve their measures of success. Finally, we should be sowing impact and sharing our successes along the way. Impact takes time, but we are able to share success stories throughout project phases. Those 4 points are not new or earth-shattering. So what makes community transformation challenging and elusive? First, we often find ourselves working in silos. These can exist within our organizations, within our sectors, or within communities. Next, the problems we are discussing are very complex. They are not going to be solved by a single CDC, NGO, government, or financial institution, or other organization. These complex problems require collective and collaborative solutions. The last bullet point refers to a common question that gets to the heart of competing priorities and a need for collective impact conversations. Opportunity360 is built on a framework of pathways and outcomes. We start with pathways because that is where our work happens. The 4 pathways in this framework are policies and systems, neighborhoods and networks, homes and buildings, and people. Each of these pathways connects to outcomes for the people living in communities across the country. These pathways are not mutually exclusive and do interact with one another. A project or initiative can impact multiple pathways, and efforts in one pathway can influence work in others. Opportunity outcomes are the results of the work along those pathways. Outcomes are what make our work meaningful and how we measure progress towards success. Enterprise leveraged our collective expertise and experience, along with a review of the existing landscape of opportunity measurement in creating these outcome areas. We ultimately developed 5 outcomes as part of our opportunity framework. Those 5 are housing stability, education, health and well-being, economic security, and mobility. If our pathways describe the characteristics of a community, opportunity outcomes describe the characteristics of people in that community. Pathways and outcomes work together. When those pathways are wide and clear, outcomes improve and success is at hand. However, when pathways become narrow or ineffective, outcomes can decrease. The Opportunity360 website is made up of 4 tools. Each of these holds resources and examples of how to use these tools to create community transformation. These tools will be described in the next section. First, we will discuss the Measure tool. The highlight of the Measure tool is the Opportunity360 Measurement Report. These free 25-page reports include over 150 indicators from 37 sources to create a holistic view of a community. This report is available for every census tract across the United States. Recently, Opportunity360 launched a new community engagement toolkit in the Listen section of the platform. The toolkit features over 40 tools and resources available to help users enhance the way they work with residents, partners, stakeholders, and others. Community transformation is most effective when partners are at the table with developers and community residents. By entering a zip code in the search bar, users are taken to AMPR at the site and are able to search a list of low and no-cost service providers serving that area. This can help find partners as well as identify gaps in services. Rounding out the tools is our Evaluate tool. Here you can find examples of how Enterprise has used Opportunity360 to begin to share our impact story using the opportunity framework described earlier. Now we will hop over to Opportunity360 for a demonstration of these tools. We start by going to Opportunity360.org. When you first log in, you will see our landing page. On this page is a great video that explains the ins and outs of Opportunity360. You can also follow us on Twitter and see our new and upcoming events. Scroll down a little farther and you will come to the Opportunity360 Toolkit. Here you will find the 4 tools mentioned a few moments ago. We will start with the Measure tool by clicking here. The Measure page starts with an overview of the Opportunity360 outcomes. Here you can see the kinds of indicators that go into the various outcomes. For example, the health and wellness outcome is a composite of indicators related to access and affordability of healthcare, as well as the number of indicators of health status. Scroll down a little further and you come to a map that allows you to search through any census tract and create a 25-page Opportunity360 measurement report. In the search bar, simply enter a street address, including city and state. Once you hit enter, the map will shift, and you will see a white call-out box with some information about your report. When you click the Get Enterprise Report button, a new window will open with your Opportunity360 measurement report for that specific census tract. As you scroll through the report, you will see several features. First, a map to orient you to where you are and what is included in your census tract. Next, you will come to a set of charts. These charts show you the opportunity index scores across the 5 outcomes as a percentile of the state, region, and nation. The top bar in each set is the state percentile, the middle bar is the region, and the bottom, darkest bar is the national percentile. For example, this census tract scores in the 33rd percentile nationally or higher than 33% of all other census tracts across the country in housing stability. It scores in the 26th percentile in the region and 29th percentile in the state. This chart allows you to quickly see a community's relative strengths and areas to grow. Scrolling down the scorecard, you see key indicators for each of the 5 areas called out. Following the housing stability example, you can see that 53% of residents are homeowners, compared with 66% in the region. And 58% of low-income renters are also severely cost-burdened, or spending more than 50% of their monthly income on housing costs, compared with 37% in the region. Under this information are footnotes that explain specifically what indicators go into each of the 5 outcome areas. For more information on this, you can look at our resources section for the index methodology document. Next, we will shift to the pathways section of the report. As I already mentioned, our opportunity framework includes both outcomes and pathways. The remainder of the report focuses on the pathways to improving outcomes. We start with a descriptor of the policies and systems pathway, then move into data around the neighborhoods and networks pathway. Here you will see 4 additional index scores. These percentile scores, like those for the opportunity outcomes, are at the state, region, and national levels. As you continue looking through the report, you will see nearly 150 indicators organized along the pathways to give you a good sense of what is happening in the community along each of these areas. There are maps and other visualizations to assist in understanding the data. The data is organized along our pathways, so you'll start with neighborhoods and networks, move into buildings, homes, and the mortgage market, and finish with the people section. That is the measurement tool in a nutshell. Next, I will hand the mic over to Donna to go through the Listen tool and our Community Engagement Toolkit.
At Enterprise, we believe that listening to the perspectives of the people in a community is critical to the change process. To help make this a bit easier, we've searched across the U.S. to find a variety of apps, resources, and methods to help you engage with residents, stakeholders, and community developers. These resources have been collected here into the Community Engagement Toolkit. Let's take a quick tour. Here on the home page, you'll see our Find a Tool search box, which we'll be using in just a sec. On the bottom half of the front page, you'll see our 6 most popular tools. Coming back to the search box, let's select a topic. For example, maybe your organization is looking to do more with mapping and data visualization as part of your community engagement efforts, but you're just not sure where to start. We'll select that option and click on the search button. And here on the right are our search results. There's actually 20 tools in this category if you were to scroll down further. Excuse me. Using the filters on the left, you can narrow down your results. Let's say, for example, you're really only interested in neighborhood-level work. Using the scale filter, we can narrow the results to tools that specifically address neighborhood-level work. Let's take a closer look at My Sidewalk, the second one listed. Here's the tool profile page for My Sidewalk. Each profile is divided into 3 sections. A description of what the tool is and what you can do with it. And on the right, a link to go to that tool's website, links for sharing through social media, information on any skills that you'll need in order to use the tool, and if it's available, the cost. At the bottom of each tool's profile page, you'll also find a selection of related tools. To wrap up our visit to the toolkit, here's a quick look at the About page, which features instructions on how to use the toolkit. and also a selection of case studies showing how other organizations have successfully incorporated many of these tools and practices into their work. We're constantly on the search for new and proven resources and strategies to add to the toolkit. If you've used a tool that you'd like to see included, please drop us a line. Andy, back to you.
Thanks, Donna. Switching over. To get to the Listen Toolkit, simply click the tools at the top and click Listen. And as Donna showed, you'll see the toolkit here. Now we'll take a look at the Partner tool. The feature here is a search bar that allows you to enter a zip code for anywhere in the country. We will use our zip code here. And Aunt Bertha will connect you to a listing of the low and no-cost service providers that report to serving that area. You can further narrow down your search. Let's say that many in our community engagement efforts pointed to a need for substance use treatment. I would look under Health and Substance Abuse Counseling. Here, I see a list of 41 providers. There are many categories to search through and a tremendous amount of information available through Aunt Bertha as a starting point for building strong partnerships. On the Opportunity360 site, there are 2 case studies that highlight how partnerships have been formed to create a meaningful and innovative change in communities. The 4th tool in the Opportunity360 toolkit is our Evaluate tool. This tool is useful in thinking through how to tell your story of impact. Opportunity360 can help community organizations, investors, and others benchmark community conditions at the time a community investment is made, monitor neighborhood conditions and dynamics over time, make the case for a comprehensive investment strategy that is cross-sector in orientation, align investments with organizational strategy through portfolio assessments, and to monitor community investment portfolios over time. The Evaluate tool includes resources and case studies to show how enterprise has told our impact story using the opportunity framework. For example, you can see 3 social return on investment reports here. Next, Donna will review the resources section of Opportunity360. Donna?
The collection of materials on the resources page reflect the continuing efforts of Opportunity360 and our partners to examine and share knowledge, research, and best practices. Here you can find links to such popular items as the Opportunity Zones eligibility tool that Andy will demonstrate in just a few minutes, recent webinars, and look for today's webinar to be showing up soon, and publications that take a deeper dive into the methods, challenges, and success stories of comprehensive community change. At the bottom of the page, there's a selection of additional resources pertaining to Opportunity360 that has been culled from our enterprise-wide resource center. The resources page is constantly being updated with new tools, webinars, and publications, so we hope you'll stop by often to see what's new. Andy?
Thank you, Donna. Shortly after the passage of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, Enterprise launched its Opportunity Zones eligibility tool. After the zones were certified, Enterprise launched a new enhanced Opportunity Zone Explorer tool. This tool helps those interested in opportunity zones determine which tracts in their state or region have been designated and how they relate to other federal programs and designations. There are 2 pages to the Opportunity Zone Explorer. The first page allows you to search and filter to find zones that meet your interests. the filters at the bottom of the page allow you to filter by a variety of characteristics. We will search for the state of Maryland. Then we will choose to show only QCTs, or Qualified Census Tracts. You can also filter by Opportunity360 outcome scores. Here we will slide the housing stability score to the 50th percentile. When you hover over a census tract, you see a summary of a variety of characteristics, and there is a link to download the Opportunity360 measurement report, or to see a list of all the tracts that meet these criteria. The second page of the tool can be accessed by clicking the arrow in the top right corner of the screen. This page provides a comparison of zones that were designated and those that were not designated. On this page, you can select from a list of variables to see how the demographics and outcomes of people in communities that were designated as opportunity zones compare with other census tracts that were either not designated or not eligible to be designated as opportunity zones. Here again, we will select the state of Maryland. You can see the list of variables here. We will select renter-occupied units. What you see on this page is that residents of designated census tracts are disproportionately renters, high poverty, and severely cost-burdened. This means that those in designated opportunity zones in the state of Maryland are among the most vulnerable and in need of the investment opportunities that the Opportunity Zone program was designed to provide. That wraps up our brief demonstration of Opportunity360.